Yeah, I'm meeting with the
CEO.
Mr.
Hello, everyone. So we want to start this meeting right now, and we are recording it for those parents who will miss this Q&A session. So I heard some parents have questions regarding the payment, especially the one in December. So I want to explain how we calculate in the very beginning. So in May or earlier, I did host different Zoom meeting with parents explaining how we come out with the monthly charge, $630 per month. So it's $9 per hour and 17 hours per week. And it's 180 days in total. So we cannot just calculate each month how many days. That's too complicated. So how we did that is we will divide it 180 into 10 months. So that's how we come up with the number 630 per month. But again, in my email to all the parents, originally, as I share with most parents, they do ask question, can they withdraw in the middle of the program, and they tell them this is a brand new charter school, how difficult it is for us to hire all the staff and make sure they stay. And when we pay them on the time card, it's very clear how many hours for each day and how many days they work for that day. So I just want to let you know, from school's perspective, we have to pay them. And then I believe our price is very reasonable compared with other after-school program. We are not making any profit. This is a nonprofit organization. It's a public school, as I share with most parents. If we do have some money left, all this money will be used on our students. So I just want to let you know where we come from. So there is a little bit confusion for December, because in my email, I did tell parents that in December, we will collect the second part of the payment that we did not collect. Originally, we didn't really have much time to figure out, and also how to make parents pay.
Please get your 4 p.m. music students ready. I will come collect them.
So generally speaking, I said we will collect first 4 months. But in that email, my language doesn't mean that money will cover all the way to December. So if you read my email and misinterpret that way, I have to apologize right now, because as I share with you right now, we do the math, and it's daily rate, and we do not overcharge you. So that's where we come from. Sorry about that. So if you have any question, Kara and I are here. We can answer your question.
Can I say something, Principal
Yes,
Chung?
please.
So I think the way that Principal Chung initially did everything was that there was this one initial yearly payment for the program. But in actuality, people change their mind. Things have, people have changed their program. And so paying for a year at a time is a big ask from parents. And so initially he had asked that we take the second lump sum of the yearly payment, which is 6 monthly payments in December. So my moving forward, after talking with our CPA, I thought, okay, instead of taking 6 payments in December, let's take 1 payment in December and then move forward and take 1 monthly through May. So we're not changing the amount that's being charged, and no one's going to be charged for days that they are not attending. However, we are trying to make sure that we have the money to pay the teachers for the time that they are working, because I have a calendar here, see? So on the calendar, I kind of went through and just kind of circled the 18 days that it breaks down to, because if there's 180 days and we do 10 payments, that's basically 18 days per payment. And it breaks down pretty equally into the months, but because we have some holidays and things like that, it's not always perfect. but the first 4 payments that were made covered from August 19th all the way through December 3rd, unless we're gonna get Monday, depends, December 3rd. And then, so basically everything has been paid, and then in December, they were gonna collect the rest of the money. But either we would have 6 payments, January, February, March, April, May, June, and then again in June, people would be like, why are we paying a payment in June when we only had, 8 days or less? Because we need to somehow get the money for the program for the days that the kids are attending. It's not that we're charging anything different. The rate is the same and the days are being charged the same. It's just, instead of doing a lump sum payment, if you still would like to do that and pay for your 6 payments in December, that's fine. But it just, with accounting, it makes it more difficult to do. It's easier to take the money monthly than having to do refunds if somebody changes their program or has to move or something in the future. But I'm happy to answer any questions. We are not trying to do anything, to make you feel uncomfortable or feel like we're changing things all of a sudden. That was not the intention at all. We are just trying to figure out a way to make it a little bit easier on the accounting side, and also for parents, saying, all right, guys, it's December, your $3,600 payment is due versus, hey, we're going to pay $630 and then moving forward $630 monthly. I think it's also easier for a lot of parents who may not have the funds to do it at one time. Any questions? Really? Are you sure? No questions? It can be
No
about
questions
something-
on the payment, just other
Yes,
stuff.
okay,
that I-
other questions, yes, other questions beyond that. Jeff, do you have a question?
Yeah,
I got a
please feel
question.
free. Yes,
All
go
right,
ahead.
go ahead. I'll wait.
Yes.
Is this a schedule for kinder that I'm looking at?
No,
This is
this
first
was
through fifth.
original back in April or May, but
Oh.
I believe they changed it later.
Okay, I thought this looked like the old one. Okay,
Yeah, no,
Yes.
this is the old one. I just want to show how the 630 comes up.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I came on late. Okay, thank you.
no problem.
Do we have a schedule for the kinder, a new one?
New one.
This is pretty much what Kinder is doing now, except this is pretty much what they're doing now. So what we're doing with Kinder moving forward is we're going to be adding like a motor lab activity weekly and maybe twice a week, where they're going to be working on coordination, balance, and like physical fitness. And then we're also going to be adding an art project that all the classes will be doing each week together, and then a science. We'll have like a science day, art day, and motor lab day each week. So we're
So
trying to.
if somebody were to do one of those OCMD classes, where would that fall in line?
So right now, OCMD classes are kind of littered throughout from 2 on.
Still?
And we're going to allow them to continue to have those options for the students. So you would choose that when that falls. So they would still, for Kinder and TK, it'll still be available from about 2 o'clock until probably 4 o'clock for Kinder and TK.
I saw your video.
Yes.
And you mentioned the 1st through 5th grade schedule. Is the OCMD different for them?
So yeah, it's going to be a little bit different for them because I'm going to try not to have it start right at 3, because right now it's really hard for us to get the students from school and then right away to a music class. It's just a hard transition. So I'm asking them to not schedule any classes before. So either their classes will be starting at 4 o'clock, from 4 to 4:50 and 5 to 5:50, or from 4:30 to 5:30, depending on what they choose to do, or how we choose to do that. We haven't nailed it down exactly yet. But
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, we will still have, and then on Wednesdays, we can have more music class options as well because we have a longer day. And then if your student does choose to have a music class during the homework time, we can have a study hall option during the club time so that they can still get that homework done.
Thank you, Kara. I have a question.
Yes.
So you've mentioned the club time. I'm not, my kid is not signed up with anything OCMD related. So
Yes.
it's really more on the new schedule that you mentioned that they're going to
Yes.
complete their homework. And then there's the club time with extracurricular activity based on
Yes.
the video that you mentioned. Is it included in the tuition or is that extra as well? Because you mentioned like fun stuff like Legos or
Yes.
entrepreneurship.
So I don't know if you saw the Google, I sent an email and I sent a Google form.
Mhm.
On
Yes.
the Google form, I don't know if can I share my screen, Principal?
Oh, yeah, hold on. So
Um,
I will allow you to share. Let me see.
Thank you. Let me just pull it up and then I can show you and make it a little bit more clear.
Can you share?
So I haven't nailed down exactly which options we'll have because I sent out a form to kind of get parent feedback before I was like, this is what we will offer, because I want to make sure it's what parents and students want. So this is what I sent in the Google form. And so for basic Mandarin, basic English, there wouldn't be an extra fee for that. That's just going to be included. Lego robotics, the materials are pretty expensive, but I think we can reuse them. So there would be some cost to help offset the initial purchase of the materials. For art classes, there may be an extra cost to hire like a professional art teacher. Music and dance, there's an extra cost for that. Sports, there would be no extra fees. Chess, depending, I'm asking my staff right now if anyone is qualified, like they know how to do it. If we have somebody who can do it, we'll use what we have. Otherwise, I'll have to hire somebody to do chess, or maybe get somebody hired who wants to just volunteer their time to teach kids. Science, there may be some extra fees because I'm going to be buying science kits, so just for the materials. And then entrepreneurship. So I had this idea. I was like, I don't know if parents are even interested in it, but to have the students maybe each pay $15 to join the entrepreneurship class. They use that money to create something and then they sell it to make money for the PTO. Can you tell I'm on the PTO board? But I thought, you know, it's a way for them to learn the value of money and buying things. So if we do that one, Chinese culture, and that would be line dance and yo-yo, there would just be the cost for purchasing yo-yos. So if you already have that, no fee. And then creative writing, no fee. Advanced Mandarin, we may have extra textbook fees. And then a study hall with no fee. So some of them have fees, some of them don't. So it's going to be kind of depending on what your child wants to do or what you want them to do.
Got it. Is there an option for math, like additional math help?
Yeah, so that was one thing I didn't put it on here, but I was thinking we do have the kangaroo club that people were asking about doing. So I think we will have a math club as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
If you have people, are you having outside vendors coming in for some of these things?
So everybody that, so we actually just had a childcare person come and check out what we're doing. Surprise visit, it was fun. And one of the things that he said is because we don't have like a childcare license, everyone that we hire has to be paid directly from us. So I'm going to have to get like a contractor and pay them as a school employee for anything that we offer. Similar to what we're doing right now with our music and dance teachers, we have hired them and they're doing it as employees of the school. So I'll have to find like an art teacher who has maybe works on the side and I hire them for several hours each week. And we have an art person that comes in the morning. So I'm gonna maybe look at hiring someone from there if we do that, if there's interest. Yeah, but we're paying everyone. So we will be paying them, but I'm not gonna be using a service to bring somebody on campus. Like the motor lab for kinder, I'm gonna be buying materials like a balance beam and things, and our teachers will have a lesson that they do with them. So that's going to be all in-house. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So for
Yes.
those that drop out of the program, they won't be able to come back to the following year, right? Is that still the case right now?
So that was just like the original plan. If we have space, we're more than welcome to have somebody come back in.
Yeah, because things could have changed, like you said, move or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. We're not going to be, I think it was just kind of like, I just took policies. I just looked at another after school program and kind of took their policies because I was like, oh, we have a month before school starts. I need to have something in writing at least for what we were doing. But I think we've been pretty flexible with people moving and coming in. And so I think just trying to be flexible as much as possible. I'm a parent. I understand things change. People get jobs, people lose jobs, you know, and as always, you know, if there's financial need, we're a nonprofit and we also have subsidies available. So, I mean, just please come and talk to me if there's any need for you or your family and you need after school care. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, because seems a lot have changed since we started in August
Yeah,
about the
of
program.
course.
So I guess a lot of people drop out. But right now with these new programs coming in and more of certain programs that would be there, I think parents maybe want to come back and that make it
yeah, come
better
back.
for you. But that's all. I just want to
No.
make sure that, yeah, appreciate your help.
Yeah, we're excited. I'm excited. And like I said, you know, when I started the program, I kind of went with our original schedule and just, you know, as you know, things, you kind of see how things work in actuality and what is happening. And I think just looking at the program, I didn't want to just go make a big change all of a sudden. But, you know, I think with planning, preparation, and training for the teachers, we'll be able to really create a workable program that is really gonna hit not only the academic side, but also, you know, their fun and academic together. And I think that's kind of with these extra classes, it's going to hit some other areas that we don't have time for right now in our current schedule. So I'm excited about that. Yes. So
Jeff,
any other questions? Yes, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks. So so thanks, Cara, and thanks, Principal Chong, for working on this. I think the changes are great. I'm excited for the changes. I think it's a great idea to have like a half-hour recess, bathroom break right after that long day of class. Because I've been there picking up my kids, right? And so that will kind of give them energy and release that, right? Because the studies have shown, like in Finland and other places, like more recess actually helps with study time. And so I think that's good to do. And then I like how we're doing the hour and 15 of focused homework all at once early, like or earlier. And because I think that's probably the most priority thing for parents and for kids is to help with that homework. And I like how hopefully they'll have a Mandarin and English, right?
Yes.
In the same class. So
So
that way both teachers, I assume, will know what's going on and then they can help those kids finish their homework.
yes. So we're hoping, I'm not sure if it's going to be in like, they're going to be in the same like room 5 and 6, and they'll be able to move to the Mandarin and the math when they need it, or if we'll have them all, depends on this, how many students we have.
Right, but instead of switching 3 times, basically
Yes,
an hour and
exactly.
15, they can do math, English, and Mandarin.
Yes.
And then they have 2 teachers there to support
Yes.
them, and hopefully at least one will be bilingual.
Yes.
If not
Yes.
both.
And we'll have at least one Mandarin speaking teacher, one English speaking teacher, and then an aide in each of the grades.
Great.
Yeah.
And then I think afterwards is great too, because I know that in the charters application, and Dr. Scott has talked about this too, and we talked about like differentiated instruction. That's hard to do in a classroom with 32 without an aide. And so for like my kids that, you know, are true beginning Mandarin speakers, I love having the extra Mandarin support because, you know, like my 2nd grader needs like basic Mandarin, right? Kind of to catch up a little bit. And then hopefully that could be, you know, maybe really helpful to her. And then likewise, if we have learners that are not great with English, right, that just recently moved here and need support in that, we can have that basic instruction too. And so again, I just really support these changes, and I look forward to it. My only suggestion or my one ask, I guess, is if we can I guess, try not to have too many options that are extra
Yes.
money. Because just like In-N-Out Burger, you know, if we have 15 different options, it's really hard logistically to do.
Yes.
And then since we're already paying 600 or whatever it is, hopefully some of that funds, and we have some expertise like the chess person, maybe that's internal, doesn't have to be professional, I don't think.
Yes.
Maybe it is for fifth graders, but maybe not for a first grader yet.
Yeah, my hope is that I'll have about 5 options, and I would like maybe 2 of them to be extra fees and 3 not. So I want to
Right.
have,
So for those of us that can't afford the extra fees or whatever,
Yes,
they still
yes,
have
yes.
an option that's warranted. That's not just like daycare.
Yes, no, exactly. We want it to be like, I definitely want it to be something that is helpful for the parents. That's our biggest goal here, is to support you all and to, I mean, my kid's in the program too. So I want to make sure it's, you know, as educational and as fun and as supportive as possible.
Yeah, but I think it's positive, and so thanks for your hard work, and Principal Chong too for doing this.
Thank you. Becca.
Yes, thank you. I had a question about kind of what Jeff was saying too, is that my 4th grader needs a lot of help with Mandarin.
Yes.
And his homework, he's not really doing. I feel like the teachers are maybe not checking that he's doing his homework, and he's saying that he's doing it, but it doesn't get done by the time we get home. And then the after school teacher gave him more homework, after school homework, but the regular homework wasn't getting done. And then I can't help with Mandarin, so it's not.
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah. Who's your son?
Alex Shin.
DJ.
Oops, he heard me talking about him. And
And he comes
Tuesday, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
So maybe he won't finish everything, but
Right.
they could just check what he's doing.
Yeah, of course, of course. And, you know, it's definitely, you know, just to keep on the radar. That's good to know. And I can make sure that they know not to give him extra work if he's not done with his other work. Yes.
Right. And then the changes that you're making sound great. I hope we can institute those earlier than later.
Yes. I mean, as much as I wanted to do it like tomorrow, I was like, okay, let's just keep things, you know, moving so that, you know, right now, it's doing good. So I think after Thanksgiving will be kind of a clean break. Like we go for a big holiday, and then we have this kind of space between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then that way the students will be used to what the new changes are when they come back in the new year. And so it's not something brand new after a big long break where they're already kind of crazy. But yeah, if we can do it earlier, if I can get things going, I wouldn't mind doing it earlier as well. But
Thank you. And then I have a second comment, which if possible, can you break the payments of these first 4 months into 1 month at a time? Because I submit it to my FSA, I can't remember the name, FSA, and then I can't get reimbursed until the time has finished. So right now I have to wait until December.
oh, can I send you like an invoice maybe? Why don't you email me that and I'll see if I can do that. That's
All
I
right.
think a receipt with the child's name on it, that's what they need, and a time. I think that's what we do for FSA too, for
Yeah.
dependent care.
Yeah, so right now I'm in the process of inputting all of the payments we've already received into ProCare so that you'll be able to print statements and tax documents directly from ProCare.
Perfect.
Yes, and moving forward, if the board approves, we'll be using ProCare to receive payments as well. So you can use credit card or ACH debit through ProCare. Or you can still bring a check into the office, but so that'll give us some more options. And I'm working now to get it done before tax season. So if you see me in my office with my head down at the computer typing with checks, that's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
Christine, do you have a question?
Yes, I do, on the club thing one more time. So if we do, let's say, sign up for I don't know, for example, Lego clubs, how are they just stuck with the Lego club for however long the duration of their school year, or can they like switch around if because you mentioned you have ideas on a few different options, can they do like one club per month, or how does that work as far as how long they should be
Yeah.
committed to that
Good
specific club.
question. I haven't really, my thought initially was that we would have maybe one option on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So they could be involved in 2 things at a time. And then I was thinking it would probably go for like half of the semester, and then they'd be able to switch and do something for the second half. But I feel like something like sports, they may be able to just, if they want to continue doing it. I'm not sure. I have to look also at the Lego robotics and see how long it takes to create and how many lessons they have, because that would also determine. But I'm thinking they'd have 2 different options at a time. So for example, if your kid does need basic Mandarin, but they don't only want to be in basic Mandarin, they also want to do something more fun, you could do basic Mandarin Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then maybe you could do Legos or art on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, if that makes sense. Because Wednesdays are longer days, so we have time to do both on Wednesday.
That's a great idea. Thank you, Kara.
Anybody else? You have me here. I am your captive audience. Anything else? Can I ask me? All right. Yes. Principal Chong?
Christine, do you
Oh,
still have questions?
Oh, no.
Or,
I think it's just still up.
okay, all right. Okay, then if you don't have any questions, then I'm going to end this recorded meeting. And thank you. And we are here. If later you have more questions, we're here to
Yeah.
answer you.
Stop by my office. I'm out half day tomorrow and Friday, so I won't be answering my emails, but I will when I come back. So thank you.
Thank you all. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
afternoon.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.